各位线上观众，大家好，欢迎收看《全民开讲终结假案》系列论坛。2003年10月31日，第58届联合国大会通过《联合国反贪腐公约》。同年12月9日，于墨西哥梅里达举行签署，并于2005年12月14日生效。联合国将每年12月9日定为联合国国际反贪日。联合国反贪腐公约以廉政、透明、克责为核心精神。我国已于2015年5月20日制定公布联合国反贪腐公约施行法，并于同年10月9日施行。接下来一起看 WPN 世界民报的特别报道。
联合国反贪腐公约旨在指导并提供各国反贪腐法制及政策。台湾虽然不是会员国，但与国际接轨的脚步及决心未曾停缓。2022年8月30号到31号举行反贪腐公约第2次国家报告国际审查会议，为期3天，共有5位国际审查委员来台，并将在9月2号周五举办结论性发表记者会。今年国际透明组织公布的2021年清廉印象指数，台湾排名与分数是历年来最佳成绩。然而却有民团指出，台湾存有的奖励金制度恐是官员贪腐的温床。其中税务体系的奖励金与行政执行署执行绩效奖金，年年编列上亿元人民纳税钱，10多年来搬空台湾人民30多亿。奖励金制度更可能诱发官员不实开单。2020年新增欠税欠费强制执行案件高达1431万件，令人啧舌。
系统性的结构就是上游是国税局这样的乱开税单，中游就是行政救济体系，就是财政部用诉愿制度摆着好看嘛。摆着好看，你看大部分也是都是驳回人民的诉愿啊，这个好驳回人民诉愿，然后再到了那行政法院，那行政法院也是一样，胜诉率是6%，6%情况之下，人民即使胜诉了也是回到原处分机关去列为司法的处分，这样在下游就是到了行政执行处，行政执行处也是一样，他们后面有一个执行绩效奖励金的话呢，就是让他们每一个股有一个责任数，你要达到这个责任数的话，超过的部分才可以去发那个绩效奖励金。那而且这个每一个单位去发的那个数字，他们会在他们的执行署的公告栏去公告那如果你是长官，你看到你会不会是不是会被逼下面？你们要赶快要达到责任数，你不能太难看这样，所以才会现在造成连目的也要去执行。
学者指出，台湾政府贪腐的问题其实隐藏在司法及行政权当中，体制的扭曲败坏风气是审查委员及台湾民众不知道的真相。
看起来整个司法、行政、立法、司法，它就是变成一个贪腐的恶法。那贪腐看起来是说，好像是贪污啦、洗钱啦，看起来在国际刑警还有欧盟警察总署，他们 care 就是说很多独裁者在国外洗钱嘛，那洗钱的来源其实就是贪腐。所以，第一，我可以肯定法务部邀请这个国际学者专家来讲贪腐呢，其实这是，我认为是应该称赞就是说至少请他们来，但是问题是请他们来都不知道，这些人根本不知道台湾政府自己还有行政、立法、司法，这就是最大的贪腐单位。
关心台湾现况的直播主拍摄内容被要求删除，表示遗憾。
当然啦，我民不与官斗啊，那我也想说少一点麻烦，我就把它下架了。可是我在里面所听到的东西就是说，我刚才在直播的时候我也有分享得很清楚，反贪腐就像一个贪渎跟腐化，那贪渎当然是有形的啊，贪钱啊、贪名啊、贪功啊、贪权啊，腐是一种心灵上的，然后这样腐败。政府办反贪腐是真的吗？所以我经过昨天的事情之后，我就觉得你是真的吗？可是，在我人民的期待，我做媒体的第四权的一个期待，我当然希望政府是真的做反贪腐的事情啊。那不要这样遮遮掩掩嘛！我还要我替人民替你想，我看了所有的官方网站，没有叫我不能拍呢。
如今台湾的行政、立法、司法都出现问题，甚至连第四权的媒体权利都遭受打压，更凸显出台湾反贪腐及体制改革的迫切性。记者艾令台北报道。
世界各国皆致力于反贪腐，人人痛恨贪腐，因为贪腐造成国家衰退，人民没有好的生活，甚至造成冤错假案满天飞。人权无国界组织主席维利波翠剖析了太极门案件中的重点，并给出精准的建议。一起来看这段影片。
Thank you for giving me the floor on this important judicial day in Taiwan. I'm assuming that quite a number of people in Europe and North America watching this conference may not know the history of the Judicial Day commemorated in Taiwan. The origin of the Judicial Day goes back to the time of the Republic of China before the Communist Party took over in 1949. The Judicial Day dates back to the 11th of January 1943, when the Republic of China recovered sovereignty of its judicial system through a treaty with the United States and the United Kingdom, which ended the extraterritoriality of their national judicial system in China. This historical day is particularly meaningful for all Chinese and provides an opportunity for bar associations, human rights NGOs, and all citizens in Taiwan to push their government for judicial reform. Along these lines, another anniversary was commemorated 2 weeks ago in the United Kingdom, the martyrdom of Thomas Becket, Archbishop of Canterbury, 850 years ago. Thomas Becket was forced to forfeit all his property and flee the country because he dared defy the king in a matter that would have made the church subservient to the state. Years later, after the intervention of the Pope, Thomas Becket was allowed to return to England. However, he continued to resist the king's oppressive interference in church affairs. And finally, the king had had enough of Thomas Becket's stalwart defense of religious faith and reportedly exclaimed, "Will no one rid me of this meddlesome priest?" ? This statement led to the assassination of Thomas Becket by Knights of the King in the Cathedral of Canterbury. The fate of Taiji Men presents some similarities with the ordeal of Thomas Becket. Taiji Men also followed its conscience. When the state of Taiwan started to persecute this movement through the National Tax Administration in the early 1990s. Taiji Men believed in the rule of law and successfully challenged in the courts the state's attempts to force it to pay undue taxes. However, a knight of the state, Prosecutor Hu, did not accept his repeated legal defeats. He continued searching for possible loopholes in these previous judicial cases to fabricate a new one with the ultimate goal being to kill Taiji Men financially. Taiwanese citizens need safeguards against abuses of the law by the state, its administrations, and its public servants. According to public polls, they feel that they are not protected, and their perception of the judiciary is rather negative. In July 2019, the Judicial Yuan released the results of a judicial public opinion survey. Surprisingly, only 27% of the public were satisfied with the judicial system. Those who were dissatisfied were in the majority. According to globaleconomy.com, which publishes an annual country ranking about the state of the rule of law, Taiwan was ranked 28 out of 193 countries in 2019. However, laws can be good in Taiwan, but if law enforcement officials do not act in accordance with procedural justice and abuse their power, the state administrations and a deficient judiciary can cause suffering to the people, the deprivation of liberty and property. In the Taiji Man case, the problem was the tax administration and a prosecutor. In the late August 2020, Taiwan's National Taxation Bureau arbitrarily seized and auctioned properties that belonged to Dr. Hong Tao-Tse, the founder and the spiritual leader of the Taiji Man. This intervention was allegedly due to a tax bill dating back to 1992, despite this bill having been successfully contested through Taiwanese courts. The latest move of the Taxation Bureau fits a 24-year-long pattern of prejudice against Taiji Man and its spiritual leader. It is also likely retaliation for several previous tax cases concerning Taiji Man that the Taxation Bureau lost in courts. Some suspect there was a profit-making objective behind this auction. First, officers of the National Tax Bureau normally receive a bonus based on the taxes they have collected. Second, officers of the enforcement agency also receive a bonus from the enforcement results of the auction. And finally, government officers involved in the Taiji Man case, both at the National Tax Bureau and the enforcement agency, received a bonus from handling the case. Some scholars suspect that the case against Taiji Man was fabricated because of all these alluring bonuses. The case of Taiji Man highlights the need for reform in the Taiwanese judicial system, especially the administrative litigation system. Our first recommendation at Human Rights Without Frontiers is to annul the bonus system, as it creates incentives that can lead to undue fiscal and judicial harassment. Our second recommendation is to sanction those in state administrations and the judiciary who are found to be negligent or to have abused their power. I thank you for your attention during my presentation.
前财政部部长张胜和接受立委质询编列奖金的理由时说，待遇不高，不足以养廉。国税局和行政执行署每年编列上亿元的奖金，用奖金来养廉，简直荒天下之大谬。奖金制度根本就是假养廉、真贪腐。无良官员为了奖金，违法开出多少税单，有违法强行拍卖多少人民的财产。无中生有的太极门1219假案就是血淋淋的例子。人权无国界组织主席为风水强调，废除奖金制度以及制裁违法滥权官员的重要性。全民一起监督政府，落实反贪腐、废奖金，平反太极门1219以及其他冤错假案，让台湾民主、法治、人权灯塔真正发光发亮。谢谢大家。
你的血和钱被官员拿去自肥，税务奖励金，财税官员双双领。 执行署也有奖金，执行案件额外领一笔，没有法源依据，欺骗立委坑人民。废税务奖励金，废执行奖励金，废不法奖励金，全民一起废奖金。
国税局奖励金，哇1个亿！
税单乱开爽爽领，多少缴一点要你命。
执行署的奖金，哇快2亿！
执行案件多领一笔，违法拍卖坑人民。唱好厝边隔壁听，废税务奖励金，废执行奖励金，废不法奖励金。